What is TPS? It stands for Temporary Protected Status, and it's a way that people from certain countries can have legal status in the United States. How does it function? What happens is that when there's a group of people in the United States and some sort of infrastructure collapse occurs in their country, they can stay here if the president orders it so. So it might be that there's a big hurricane in Honduras, or a big earthquake in Haiti, or an outbreak of Ebola in Liberia. The US president will decide that it doesn't make sense for us to send everybody back to that country because their country can't handle it. And so the people who are already here in the United States get to stay under a temporary protected status until they are able to return home. It can be revoked at any moment, also by the president, but the good news is that when the people are here in the country, they do qualify for work permission, which then gives them Social Security number and a driver's license, and they can create a life here until it is safe and possible for them to return home to their country. Someone who's here on temporary protected status has very limited rights and options. Now, they have all of the constitutional protections against search and seizure and the right to remain silent. And the status that they are given is that of a deferred action, which comes with work permission, Social Security card, driver's license if they qualify. But they don't have any promise of long-term status or protection in the country. At any point in time, the president can decide not to continue. And at the end of their current extension, which is usually only a year at a time, they have to relinquish their status and return home. The revocation of temporary protected status for immigrants who are here from countries who have had infrastructure collapse is widely varied depending upon what's happening in their country and political circumstances. For example, people from Honduras who came here before 1998 and didn't return home because of Hurricane Mitch still can renew their TPS. Whereas after the Ebola outbreak in Liberia, the TPS program was revoked and they had to return home. One program that we watch closely regularly lately is TPS for Venezuelans. People who entered before March of 2023 who are from Venezuela qualify for TPS, but it could be revoked at any time if things stabilize politically in that country. This is why I recommend people who have TPS always explore what other options are available to them. A lot of people from Venezuela, for example, would probably also qualify for asylum if they suffered any type of political persecution. And that's a status that could lead to permanent protection for them. So anyone who has TPS should also explore what else is available to me so that I don't get my status revoked and have to go home at some point if I don't want to. Oftentimes, I have people ask me if they can have two different types of immigration status at once or a couple of different immigration cases going at once. In general, the answer to that question is yes. I'm a big proponent of having a plan B and a plan C in an immigration case. An example of that is someone who has TPS. Maybe they came from Haiti or Honduras or Venezuela, and they have temporary protected status, and they have a work permit, and they're feeling pretty good and protected. The reality is that status could be revoked at any point just by proclamation of the president. Therefore, it makes sense if they also qualify for asylum to apply for that, which will give them a permanent pathway to protection. And there's no problem with having both TPS and an asylum application pending at once. Now, if you got your asylum approved, you wouldn't need TPS anymore, but you should pursue all avenues available to you as an immigrant to take advantage of all of your options.